Welcome to my Vegan Family Kitchen podcast. I am your host, Brigitte Jim, creator of the Vegan Meal Plans. I would like to share the news of my upcoming book, Flow in the Kitchen: Practices for Healthy, Stress-Free Vegan Cooking. The book will be released on November 15th in Kindle format on Amazon, which you can read on any device. The paperback versions, as well as other ebook formats, including Kobo, will be available before the end of November. You can pre-order it at the special price of $5 US. Flow in the Kitchen: Practices for Healthy, Stress-Free Vegan Cooking. It's not a cookbook. Cookbooks can be useful, they're beautiful, but they don't make us cook. Who hasn't ordered ready-made meals instead of cooking at home, even when they have cookbooks, a fridge full of fresh produce, and cabinets crammed with cookware? With Flow in the Kitchen, I am proposing a different path. It's a book written to inspire and motivate you to get in the kitchen and cook really good food for yourself and your loved ones. What is really good food? It's food that promotes good health, is kind to the planet, avoids unnecessary suffering, is prepared with love, and of course, it has to taste good. Few meals will tick all of those boxes, but it's worth the time, the effort, and the attention to keep trying. After all, what is more important than ensuring that our food truly nourishes us, enabling us to show up in the world to live our best life and make a difference? Practicing Flow in the Kitchen, it's not only about cooking, but it's about the complete process of planning, preparing, and serving meals. Achieving flow means enjoying the ability to prepare nourishing meals in a focused, confident, and joyful way. Flow adds intention and direction to our cooking. The first phase of flow requires connecting to our why. In the first chapter, I introduce my own motivations to embrace this way of life. I first came to plant-based cooking for the environment. Later, I went vegan for the animals. And eventually, I grew motivated to promote healthy vegan cooking after seeing my father unfortunately decline and die of dementia. It's not always an easy lifestyle, but living with integrity is completely empowering. In Chapter 2, I explain the importance of balancing priorities by striking what I call conscious compromises. Most kitchen woes come from a mismatch between what we want and the resources that we put toward those wishes. To get better at delivering upon the promises that we make to ourselves, we must balance the scope of our food aspirations, meaning how fancy and diverse we want the meals to be, the time and energy we have for cooking, and our budget. Simple meals can be really good food too. Thinking about really good food is a good place to start, but at some point, we gotta cook. Yet so many of us, including myself, often resist cooking. I'm sick of making dinner. Cooking feels like a waste of my time. I hate cooking. I hear that a lot. In Chapter 3, I draw on my sociology background to shed some light on why we so often feel undervalued when we cook. I invite you to flip your mindset to experience gratitude and joy instead of resentment and dread. To make this mindset shift easier, in Chapter 4, I propose 20 practices that will help you embrace cooking, from putting on an apron to playing power songs, from energy reboot to high-intensity interval cooking. You now see why cooking really good food for yourself and your loved ones matters so much. You're ready to embrace the necessity of cooking with joy, but what are you going to eat? That's the focus of Chapter 5, in which I show you the process of improvising a healthy vegan meal step by step. The goal is to create some simple, delicious, nutritious dishes from whole plant ingredients. Once you understand what goes in the making of a single dish, Chapter 6 invites you to string 5 or more together to create a vision of your weekly meal plan. Ever mindful of constraints, I include critical steps, including taking a hard look at your calendar and reviewing your food inventory before filling the blanks with brand new meals. Believe it or not, the whole process can be done without turning to Google or Pinterest. The next flow practice is batch cooking, which is about spending 2 hours on the weekend to prepare the building blocks that will make weeknight cooking so much less stressful. I explain how to deconstruct your meal plan into its pieces, and I offer strategies to be more strategic about your batch cooking time. Is 2 hours too much to dedicate to weekend cooking? What about maybe 1 hour? That's what I call the minimum viable prep session, and I recommend it in Chapter 8. You might also call it your most valuable practice when it comes to healthy, stress-free vegan cooking. Even if you think you don't have time to cook, it's worth scraping together an hour to get some beans and whole grains ready, roast some orange vegetables, get greens prepared, and cook up a soup or a stew. The chapter also includes suggestions to make simple yet pleasant meals out of all that food that you've prepared in that MVP session. If you're trying to cook more food faster in a more pleasant state of flow, you will want to follow my suggestion to embrace mindful, screen-free cooking. In Chapter 9, I discuss how smart devices have infiltrated every sphere of our lives, including the kitchen. We are kidding ourselves if we think it's improving our cooking practice. Are you prepared to take the screen-free cooking challenge? Flow, by definition, means moving along steadily and continuously. In our modern, busy life, maintaining such a blissful state in the kitchen will be a struggle in the face of schedule disruptions and, more important, demands on your time and energy. The concluding chapter offers tools that you can wield against such obstacles. I also offer some tips to get back in the rhythm when inevitably, at some point, you miss a beat. In the back of the book, I share the list of vegetables and pantry ingredients I always stock to be prepared to improvise healthy vegan meals. In addition, I explain how to cook whole grains, cook dry beans from scratch. I show the general method for preparing soups and stews, my favorite stir-fry technique, and how to compose satisfying salads and bowls. There's a section on pizza making and tips to create instant sauces from pantry ingredients and leftovers to complete the book. Instead of providing recipes to help you cook dinner tonight, I offer you the seeds that you can plant to grow your own versions of standard vegan dishes based on your preferences, ingredients you have at hand, and seasonal produce. You will also, as a reader, get to download a free package of templates that will be guiding you through meal planning, grocery shopping, batch cooking, and reflection upon your weekly meals. I am of veganfamilykitchen.com. I'm the creator of the Vegan Meal Plans. It's a carefully crafted collection of dinner recipes that introduce you to the seasonal forms of the most common vegan dishes over the course of a year. If you would like to learn more about flow in the kitchen and start practicing with me, I encourage you to pre-order the book on Amazon. There's a special launch price of only $5 at the moment. Just search for Flow in the Kitchen on your local Amazon website. Your book will be automatically delivered to your Kindle reader or mobile device equipped with the Kindle app on November 15th. If you have any questions, or if you would like to invite me to chat about Flow in the Kitchen for your podcast, your blog, your magazine, just send me an email at hello@veganfamilykitchen.com. Keep on cooking, my friends.